Intuitive Talk Story. I'm Eila Allgood, and with me, as usual, is Michál Carrillo. And first of all, welcome and thank you for tuning in. There's some different energy that I've been feeling and that seems to be happening, and we wanted to talk to that a bit today about what about the darkness that comes up for us in the course of what's happening in the world, but also what's happening in our personal lives. You know, how do we navigate when somebody's being super mean to us, or we're bombarded with news of horrible things that are happening, and also our own thoughts and our own inner self that isn't always in joy and isn't maybe perfect. I mean, that's why we're here, right, Michál?
Yes.
is to work through some of those challenges, which seem to be very much enhanced right now. Can you share a little of your experience?
Yeah, so Eila, this is such a powerful topic and so important right now, because I feel that a lot of the darkness of ourselves is coming up, and we're seeing obviously out in the world so much going on, and so many different trails to follow that's not even worth going out there. So all we should really deal with is in here, and in here there's enough, right? And so that, like you said, maybe you have family members that are dealing with something that you have reflections for. Maybe you have in your own personal life, your partnerships, friendships, sisters, mothers, fathers, relationshiping. You may be experiencing scratchiness. You may be experiencing butting heads, things of that nature. And this we can attribute to the need in this moment, in this time, or the opportunity in this moment to really dig in and look at what's going on deep inside of us, what's really happening. And I think it's really, for me, I just try to keep it simple, right? Because we don't want to get too complicated out there. Anytime you don't feel good, you're activating a program or a wounding. And so if we don't feel good, we tend to put some barrier up that disallows us from going farther into that space. We protect ourselves. So what I think is where I'm finding is the power, and what's powerful to share with people at this time is the need to go beyond that door. So when that program comes up to protect you, which let's say, to give an example, that could be something like defensiveness. Oh yeah, whatever. I don't need you to tell me that. I'm good. Right there, something's happened. What is it? Like, what am I really feeling? If I can stop, put my hands in my body, get in touch with my inner child, and decipher what's really happening for me. What am I really feeling? Maybe I'm just not feeling heard, or I'm not feeling valued, or I feel afraid. What might be going on there? I can give my inner child what they need, like, you're valued, you're heard, you're seen, they're not attacking you personally. Then I can actually allow myself to go past that energy and move into being able to see what's currently happening right now. Now that's one way of moving through it. But what if there's a deeper wound, right? There's something even stronger that's fueling that energy that I've been too scared to look at. If we're too scared to look at it, our programs will really try to keep us from going in there. But this is where we do need to go. Because down in that dark depth of your own evil, your own slime, your own grime, that's where the morsels of magic are, right? This is where you walk through your inner fire. You got to go through this fire of the self and meet the moments where I have hated myself, meet the moments where I have done horrible things, meet the moments where I did not make good decisions, meet the moments where somebody else terrorized me, and forgive myself, forgive others, have radical acceptance of myself, radical acceptance of others. And the radical acceptance of the self will actually provide the radical acceptance of others, in that, well, I am you, right? So as I heal myself, I'm able to look outside and love you, really. And not because I'm only love, but because I understand my darkness, because I've met my darkness, because in meeting my darkness, I'm able to move into a choice of love, because there's nothing that nothing to fear. There's nothing there to fear. There's nothing to stop you from going into those places. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think, yeah, absolutely. And I think right now some of those experiences are amplified in a way that maybe last year we could just kind of brush it aside. It's like, oh, I'm so upset, and then we could push it aside. But part of it might be that we have more time, and part of it is just the intensity of the energy that is happening in humanity and on the globe right now. So that we look at it, there's so many levels to looking at it, right? It's right now it could be somebody said something like you said, and I get defensive. And it might be about what's happening in that moment. It might be about that my mother used to do that, and then I'm mimicking something, I'm playing something out. It could be my great-great-grandmother was doing something like that, and I'm playing, like you brought up to me before we started, about ancestral wounds and how those are all coming up now as I'm getting like totally goosey. They're all coming up so that we can heal them, so that our children, our grandchildren, the next generations of humans can be liberated from that.
That's right.
And it's not easy, but we all came in to life at this point in time for reasons, and one of those reasons is to work through this stuff and to acknowledge it and not push it down anymore, not push it aside anymore, not blame somebody else for it anymore, but to just say, you know what, I need to deal with this, and I need to deal with it from a place of love, not fear. Really, really important to come from the most loving place first for yourself. And like you were saying, Michál, about, you know, we have these dark places. Maybe we did some things that we're not very proud of in our past. Maybe we have some thoughts that are dark thoughts about harm or negativity towards other people, wishing somebody, you know, ill will. So we need to acknowledge that and look at that and then say, you know what, I love me where I am, and I want to heal this. I want to move past this. I want to grow from this. And see what comes up for you. It's going to be different for everyone. There's not like a blanket, here's the 5 things you do and everything will be fine. You need to look at it individually for your circumstances and what's happening in your immediate life, maybe in your household, maybe with friends, or something that's going on in your community or globally. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. That was a lot. Yes, so much in there. Oh my gosh. Okay, you brought up ancestral wounds. So, okay, you brought up a lot of things. No exact formulas, but I do think there are some very good tools that are you know, you can use tools that fit your needs. You tweak the tool to fit you. But if you're watching this right now, you are probably unfolding and releasing the layers, and you have chosen that you want to grow, and you've known forever, you felt in your bones that there's more, that we are more. And it's true, we are. And that's why we're here, right? To peel these layers apart so you can totally activate your divine self. Eila brought up some really important things. So yes, ancestral wounding and karmic wounding, honestly, it gets pretty big as far as how much you're going to heal. You got to start here, but we do all have contracts, programs, agreements that we have made that need to be cut. We typically have ancestral wounding programming that you can cut. There is also bringing back your energy and your soul retrieval. If you've had trauma, wounding, then you've lost pieces of your soul. You have soul fragmentation. It's important to bring that back as well. Many of these things can be done through prayer, through energy work, through intention. You can work with a practitioner. Like, this is the kind of work I do in my practice, right? And doing healing work, energetic and massage therapy, moving through, you know, spiritual clearings, etc. Okay, so you can work with someone on the phone, in person. You can also do it yourself by asking. Start forming a relationship with your guides if you have not already. And if you do have already, continue to ask. And I mean, ask every day out loud. Show me the way. This is my intention for myself today. This is what I am working on. I am ready to heal this. And I, you know, commit to creating a relationship with my inner child into checking in when things aren't going right. When I don't feel good, I'm going to check here first, do the inner work to move the emotions and heal the energy, which is in essence bringing your energy back from wherever you've lost it, because you're meeting that little girl at whatever age she's at, having that experience. You're meeting her there, holding her in the love and in the safety or whatever it is she needs, and retrieving your own energy so that you can now move forward without a wound. The wounds are like battery packs, fueling programs. So when we move the battery pack, then we're just peeling away the program, which is really like the just computer program. It's been in there a while. You burn. So you still might go, but then you're like, oh, hey, that's that program. I'm not doing that anymore. That's not what I choose. I'm making a new pathway. I'm going to go down this road. And because the battery bank of the wound is not there to fuel the program, it's much easier to just make mental clarity, decisions, just make choices to remove it. The wound has to first be healed. And that's what you were talking about, making that choice to heal your wounds. So you can make that choice in the self, intentionalizing each day, and also looking at the self, like intentionally with your mind's eye. I think we brought this up before, but a practice I did for a good decade was every night I would sit under the sky and sit under the stars and just go over my entire day. Every single moment, every little crevice, what was I thinking? How did I respond to that person? Oh gosh, I was a real jerk, or oh, I was flippant, or that wasn't nice. Oh man, I was feeling insecure, or I was feeling uneasy, or whatever, recognizing the instances in myself. And in that moment, I would, ask forgiveness. And those of you who are familiar with Ho'oponopono, and if you are not, it is an incredible Hawaiian spiritual practice to make things right, is what that translates as. But the practice is it's really simple. Basically, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And that's in essence what I did with each thing, like, oh, I'm really sorry to this person, please forgive me, just in the ethers, I'm sorry to myself, I forgive myself, thank you for letting me see this, and I choose to do a better job tomorrow. I love myself, I love everyone else, and choose to move forward to tomorrow doing, let me rise into greater wisdom, greater capacity with each day, that asking. And so that kind of stalking of the mind allows you to peel away these parts, see where your little wounding showed up today, and heal it. Talk to your little girl inside there as well. Okay, you were feeling hurt. It's all right. I love you. I have what you need. And we don't have to engage in this way. This isn't how we need to work through our day, because we can see, and you're peeling it away with your mind's eye, stalking yourself, stalking your mind, and with gentleness. Really important. No judgment. You're observing, you're seeing, but you're not judging. That's very important. The judge is a joke. The judge is a program. That's a program itself. So we release the judge, and we are learning and observing because we want to learn, because we want to grow, because we are children of God, because we are children of the infinite. And we are really just kids with all these programs going, oh, you hurt me, and oh, you God, you made me, and you think I'm horrible, and then we're just hitting each other, and yet we're
right. And hit back. Let's hit back. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you said a lot there too. And
yes.
One of the things you brought up was, well, you brought up so many things, but truth, like getting to know our own truth, to me is a place to stay, where I stay out of judgment. Whatever my truth isn't good or bad. It's just the truth. It's the truth of where I am today. And the judge is what makes this is good and this is bad, and he's good and she's bad, or whatever. I feel the more we can stay in a place of knowing what our truth is, what's my truth, what's your truth, and then moving from that place and honoring that, it helps with this process that Michál is just talking about with healing these wounds. It needs to be a deeper healing than oh, I'm okay now. Everything's okay because I acknowledge that this happened, and I was mean that time, and yeah, it's good now. Everything's okay now. You really need to go into that and feel what it's about, and speak the truth to yourself about what it's about, so that you can really heal it, and you can ask your angels or spirit guides or whoever you connect with from the spirit world to help you in that process. They're there for us, but they will not interfere in our lives if we don't ask for their help. They got their own stuff going on, that
Right.
we have free will. Yeah. And you were talking about, I felt like we need to say a little more about the ancestral stuff, because we all come from somewhere. We all had parents, whether we knew them or not, it doesn't matter. Um, we all come from parents and grandparents, and people who were oppressed, and people who were treated badly, and people who did the bad treatment, and harmed one another and were harmed. And so that's what we're talking about when we talk about ancestral. It's going back in the generations of our individual families, but it's also a humanity thing, don't you think, Michal? I mean, it's
Oh
more
yeah,
than,
it's so many things.
yeah, it is.
I mean, there's more
Yeah,
to
it's our
say about this
family.
than we can actually say right now, to be honest. I love that you want to talk further about it, but it's very deep. I mean, there's so many things we can say about this. I think the thing that's important for everyone to work on right here and now is, wherever your understanding of that is, work with it. We are healing one another. I am you. So as I'm healing myself, we're healing everyone, and all of our trauma and pain is connected. We're all part of the same. We are one. So in essence, all of that is happening. And our ancestral lines, there's a few really great, easy, I'm not, I would say easy, but energy moves so fast these days. Everything is moving so fast. You do not have to spend 22 years on the bus like I did, just pulling away at the layers traumatically. You can get on the bus and literally start clearing energy, moving stuff out, and making choices. And boom, you are rising and moving into fifth vibrational frequency work. And that is the energy of love, the energy of peace,
Yeah.
the energy of joy. But ancestral work, Akashic work, is really wonderful work. Breaking programming, breaking things for your lineage via prayer, via Akashic work, which, if you're not familiar with that, that is a dimensional work, going into the records to work with energies and the past from your life history. If you are interested in that, we have a friend whom we love who does great Akashic work. If you're interested in that kind of work, happy to connect you to that person. Please, send a message or a comment below, and I would be happy to email you with that information. Also, in my practice, we do work, I've seen a lot of ancestral work released through many clients. Just a client recently, we did a huge release around the maternal lineage that was so massive. And that's, a lot of things are, that's, again, back to your own being and oneness. Now that depends on who you're working with, what you're seeing, what is coming up for yourself. But I say, if you're feeling something, like we were talking about your own lineage earlier, if you're feeling something through your lineage, like, I know that we come from abuse, I know that we had this in our lineage, you can just start intentionalizing. I cut and sever all lines of abuse. I cut and sever all agreements we've made with any beings not in the highest good, in the areas of abuse, perversion. You could name as many things as you want. You can craft your own prayers to create severance and agreement and move forward, because our intention, we are all divine creators, and our intention, our trust, our faith, our divine spoken word is powerful. And as you speak it, so shall it be. So speaking something each day, you're ingraining it into your being, you're ingraining it into the universe, you are making it so. And so you can utilize prayers to free yourself, and you can utilize prayers to protect yourself, and you can utilize prayers to connect yourself, right? And I say do all of the above all day long, right? So everything that we're saying is coming into prayer, right? So that's, going back to the darkness, though, in order for us to get there to this love, we have to meet the darkness. And so as you're meeting this darkness, you can think of this image of the dark and the light, and the light and the dark. Some of you may be familiar with the yin and yang symbol, right? And you've got the white and the black within, and the black and the white, because it is the dark within the light and the light within the dark. And it is in our knowledge that we are literally the one incarnated within a dualistic vessel that is capable of both light and dark. And the task is for you to meet both your light and dark, understand it all, be able to speak about any of it on a table with no trigger or emotion, but like, yes, this is what's happened. This is the story. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, that happened. That went down 1,000 years ago. It's been a long story for all of us, but you're not just talking about this time, which goes into, your karma, and if, whatever you believe to be true for yourself, etc. But I believe it's a long journey. And so you're allowing yourself to come into this knowingness of who you are by finding balance, which is, I am not afraid of my darkness, for I know it, and it has no power over me. And so I can stand, you can stand in front of the demon, the frothy demon, and like, hey, nice costume, want to go grab a drink? That kind of energy. And that's really the essence, is to meet it, come into balance, and then make choices. As you said earlier, we are beings of free will. We have the choice to choose to awaken within this vessel. That is the choice being presented right now. And it is offered to all, but not all know that they have, or even have a choice to choose. And so that is part of it, is, are you choosing now to release thyself and move into the greatness of yourself? Choose to move into your own ascension of vibration and frequency. And that's the beautiful thing right now.
Absolutely. And the circumstances of each person watching this are going to be very different. What you're doing in your life, whether you're in and out and going all over the place, or you're still, kind of isolated. And it doesn't really matter where you are or what you're doing. What matters is that you look at what's true for you. Look in the mirror for you with compassion, with kindness in your heart, not with that judgment, so that you can look at these things. And then when there's something going on in your life that is causing you grief or challenge or a lot of strife, say, okay, there's an opportunity here somewhere. I need to breathe through it, breathe and get centered, connect to my inner self, so that I can look at this and get to the root of it, and just take it out by the root and send it to the light, and be done with it, whatever that one part of you is. And one thing I want people to really take comfort in is that you're not alone with the pain. You're not alone with the dark thoughts or the challenges, or we're all doing this work in different ways wherever we are, but we are here doing this work, and we're doing it together. And Michál and I do this program to encourage you and to inspire you to get to where you want to be in your life, so that you can enjoy it more, so you can release those past dark places in your family and in humanity, so we can all rise up to this amazing place where we're all on the path to being.
Yes, Eila, and that brings us to, it's almost about time to close, and I know we talked about ending out with a meditation, so you brought up compassion, and I think that's a really, really important word to end with and begin our meditation with, and kind of close out today. So because compassion is the key for yourself, and then the compassion for others, because it is not easy. It's a hard journey. It's dense and sticky and grimy. So be gentle with thyself. Be gentle with others that you love. And as you're gentle with yourself, you'll be more gentle with others, because anything we're doing to anyone else is just what we do to ourselves. If you can remember that when you're in your triggers, remember there's nobody out there. It's all you. So if you can remember that, take it back into yourself,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's where it's all at. So let's go ahead and take and close our eyes, and we're going to end out today with a little meditation and kind of thinking about what we've just experienced, talking about our darkness. If some things have come up for you, please allow yourself to work with that. We're going to release some of that and just set some good energy for you to move forward with the rest of your day or whatever you have going on. So let's all just close our eyes and just begin taking some deep breaths and just release the rest of your day, anything else going on, and allow yourself to be present for about 5 minutes, maybe less, and allow your energy to just kind of come into the center of your head. Envision yourself here in a beautiful sacred space that is just for you. It can be anywhere you desire. And from that sacred space, allow yourself to envision from your sacrum roots of a tree growing down deep through the earth, down deep through the magma and the lava to a beautiful quartz crystal there. And allowing yourself to feel kind of grounded now as those roots of a tree reach into that beautiful gem, that beautiful quartz crystal. Kind of feeling like a vacuum, just releasing anything now from your body that you are ready to let go of. Whatever you don't need to carry any longer, allowing it to go now down that grounding. Remaining in the center of your head, envisioning a column of light extending up from your head all the way up to the sky, the ethers. Imagine into darkness and starlight to a beautiful red ruby heart, the God of your heart. Connecting into this heart and begin feeling connected, a little more safety, inspiration, grace. Allowing yourself to visualize a golden lasso of light extending down around that column of light, around your body, down around the grounding, all the way to the center of the earth. And here you'll notice you are in the center of your head, encased in your own beautiful energy, connected to the heavens, connected to the earth. And just allow anything else to drop away that you do not need, any energy that is not your own, any energy that is ready to leave your being. Intentionalizing now, if you have in your spirit guides, ascended masters, I call on Christ conscious guides to be present with us as we just cut away anything that does not serve you. You can just envision a knife as you just golden knife cut around your body. You can do it with your hands if you like. And just imagine all these cords and energies and threads just releasing from your body up into the ethers, connecting to the God of their heart as you were connected to the God of yours. That any energy go back to whence it came, be carried into the next level of spiritual development, and released into the ethers. And just allowing green light to start permeating your heart space. Imagine in your heart green light starting to radiate through your heart, filling up through your body, your shoulders, legs, feet, up your neck. And allowing this light to just breathe peace, serenity, allowing it to fill up any places where you are feeling any emotion, allowing it just to dissipate as you take a deep inhale and exhale anything else that does not serve you here and now. You may embody a mantra: I am loved, I am worthy. And my favorite, I am worthy of unconditional love, and I love unconditionally. I am worthy of unconditional love, and I love unconditionally. I am worthy of unconditional love, and I love unconditionally. Breathing deep into your center 3 times. Exhaling out anything else that's not in alignment with that. As you breathe, releasing. And seeing now around you, seeing yourself in a golden light of protection, love, light, energy, filling your being. And a reflective shield, just reflecting all density, all negativity, all evil back to the source in love. Only love may enter. And that as you move through your day, this love, light shield will reflect all other things away from you and allow you to just be in your own divine essence, connected to the God of your heart, connected to the earth, encased in your own beautiful divine self. Taking 3 deep breaths, reaching into gratitude. We give thanks for this moment, thanks for this time together, thanks to deepen into ourselves, to know greater, our wisdom, grace, love. Releasing anything else and gently opening your external eyes.
That was beautiful, Michál. Thank you. Thank you for bringing your energy and your wisdom and your voice to this today. And I want to thank the birds for singing throughout that meditation. That was quite beautiful too. And thank you to those of you watching and doing the work that you need to do. We send you off with love and courage as you go through these challenging moments in your life.
You are not alone. We are all in it together. And just go forth. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Every day, do something towards where you want to be. Every day, take action, body, mind, and spirit. Thank you so much for joining us today. Love and blessings out there, and we'll see you again. Aloha.
Aloha.